Hello, this video we're going to look at a small open economy. This is an economy that freely interacts with economies around the world. A small open economy has little effect on the world market because of its small size, and it's not going to affect world interest rates. It's going to take the world interest rate as a given. Domestic output in an open economy includes net exports. And so here is our key equation. Output equals consumption plus investment spending plus government purchases plus NX, net exports, exports minus imports. So just moving some things around in that previous equation. The left-hand side will represent national saving. Y minus C minus G is total national saving. So we can replace that on the left-hand side, the Y minus C minus G, with just S. Or we could move investment over to the left-hand side and end up with this expression. Net capital outflow is S minus I, saving minus investment, which as we know equals net exports. So net capital outflow is going to be defined as the following. Net capital outflow is going to be the purchase of foreign assets by domestic residents minus the purchase of domestic assets by foreigners. If S is greater than I, means that net exports is positive, so there is a trade surplus, exports exceed imports. In this case, the net capital outflow will be positive. Domestic residents are buying more foreign assets than foreigners are buying of domestic assets. So the net capital outflow here is positive. The domestic economy is investing more in the rest of the world than the rest of the world is investing in the domestic economy. Capital is flowing out of the domestic economy when there is a trade surplus. And on the other hand, if national saving is less than investment, net exports is negative, meaning a trade deficit, so imports will exceed exports. And in this case, the net capital outflow will be negative, less than zero, and here domestic residents are buying fewer foreign assets than foreigners are buying of domestic assets. The domestic economy is investing less in the rest of the world than the rest of the world is investing in the domestic economy. Capital is flowing into the domestic economy when there is a trade deficit. Let's do a problem. So here we have an economy. Output is 1,000, consumption, investment, government purchases, taxes, and we want to solve for net exports, net capital outflows, private saving, government saving, public saving, and national saving. And also figure out whether there is a trade surplus or a trade deficit. So we'll start with this key equation and start plugging in things that we know. The only thing we don't know right now is net export, so we're just going to solve for NX. And we'll get 100. And in that case, net capital outflows will equal net exports, which will be 100. Private saving in this economy is Y minus T minus C. And in that case, private saving is $310. Government saving is taxes minus government purchases. Taxes is 90 minus $100 of government purchases. The government has saving of minus 10. And national saving, as we showed earlier, is Y minus C minus G, so that's 300. We could also get national saving by adding up private saving and government saving. There is a trade surplus in this example of $100. That's what net exports equal. One thing to notice here is that national saving exceeds investment. National saving is 300, investment is 200. So what happens to sort of that excess saving, if you will? Domestic residents are investing the remaining saving in the rest of the world. All right, let's move on to our second example. Pretty much the same setup, just slightly different numbers here. So first calculate net exports. This time consumption is, instead of 600, it is 800. And we get net exports here of minus 100, so there's going to be a trade deficit in this example. Net capital outflows is minus 100. In this case, capital will actually be flowing into the domestic economy on net rather than out. Private saving in this example is 110. Government saving is still minus 10. So overall, national saving is 100. And as I mentioned before, national saving is also private saving plus government saving. So there is a trade deficit. Like I said, net exports is negative. Also notice in this example that national saving is less than investment. How is that possible? Because we have a net capital inflow into this country. So for investment to exceed national saving, there's inflow of capital and investment from the rest of the world into the domestic economy. So net capital outflow is negative. Okay, that's it. Hope you found this video helpful.